Welcome everybody to another episode of the Bar and Session podcast. My name is Sammy Coakley. I am joined here by my brothers, Ryan and Reese. And we're here to talk about a little bit of wrestling. Had some things happen over this weekend. Some duels, some international tournament results, and a couple other things we want to talk about. Just get right into it, right? Before we get started on that, my condolences to my two brothers on their tough losses this weekend. I'm sorry.
Why are we even talking about that?
I don't know. I wanted to publicly apologize.
What'd you do?
You wanted to make it known that we're losers.
That you're not losers, all right?
I hate this guy.
You're fans of losers. That's worse. I'm sorry. We'll move on. We had a lot of duels on Friday.
Suck my dick.
I'm sorry.
I knew something was coming. I could see it brewing. I was looking at Reese. I was like, something's brewing. Oh, no.
Yeah. I deserve that. I need to learn to keep my mouth shut. I need to talk less. Friday night, we had a lot of duels. The biggest one, just as far as speculation-wise, was Penn State versus Michigan. And I was starting to think that Indiana would be in good company as far as not being able to score a single takedown on Michigan until I think it took them...
Penn State?
Yeah, whatever I said. Whatever Ryan corrected me on. I think they got their first takedown on their seventh match, or 7 matches into it. Ragusin taking down Nagao. But there's a couple other things to look at from this duel.
So, hold on. You're saying Michigan, Indiana, not that different, really.
Really, if you look at it, if you look at it through a lens, Michigan is like right here, and Indiana is probably like right here, maybe even right here. They're pretty much the same team.
I'm going to play devil's advocate and just say Penn State is just that good.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. Actually, that's just we were doing something there.
They're just they're Penn State's here. Michigan's probably here. Indiana's probably here.
No. Put your hand back up. Relative to Penn State, everyone is
relative to Penn State.
Yeah.
Right here.
First match.
The duel. Wait.
Yeah.
You don't think relative? You don't think Iowa would be better than everyone else relative to Penn State?
I think Iowa's probably in a duel. Yes, I think Iowa is above them. Okay. The rest of them.
Thank you.
I mean, we'll see, right? Maybe Penn State shuts them out too.
And maybe like Oklahoma State or NC State. I don't know. Shoot, I don't know.
Missouri.
Probably not Missouri.
Really?
Oh, I guess O'Toole and maybe Elam. Oh, not Elam.
Yeah. Elam can't take down Brooks?
Probably not.
No. Neither of them can take down either of the Penn State wrestlers.
Neither him or O'Toole?
No, O'Toole. I'm very curious to see what you guys think after this weekend at 165. But before we get to that, the first match of the night between these two teams was Levi Haynes against Will Luan, who I didn't think was going to keep wrestling this year.
Yeah, misinformation, Sammy.
WrestleStat told me. They said, "Hey, there's an ambulance."
Misinformation, Sammy.
And the patient is Will Luan, and so I thought, okay, well, he's not wrestling anymore this year. But he went out and he wrestled a Will Luan match, and it was boring, but intriguing because the one wrestler only won by 1 point, and it was a stall call with 20 seconds left.
Boo.
Did you guys see it?
No.
Couldn't watch any of them.
Haynes has a good pace, and does a good job of pressuring his opponents. And Will Luan could have done more to keep himself in the match. And a lot of people are going to argue and say that the ref interjected himself, and the ref was Angel. So you know, there's good evidence, historical evidence for that. But it was probably the right call. You just got to find a way to score Will Luan. You do that, and you probably win that match. That's what I think.
I agree.
But yeah, the next match at 165, Mitch Mesenbrink majoring Cameron Amin 11-1. I mean,
12.
11 or 12, either way. That's a lot of points to not any points at all, really.
It was definitely 12.
Well, then my results are inaccurate.
That's the biggest margin of loss Amin's ever taken in his career.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things to take into account with it.
The next biggest is 6 points.
Yeah.
By Keegan O'Toole.
Right. And that's where you start to ask, like, well, what does a match between Mesenbrink and O'Toole look like? I think first you have to dig deeper into this match and think about Cam Amin is not his healthiest self this year. Would you guys agree?
Probably not. Probably no.
Doesn't look like it.
Maybe it's not a health thing, but he's definitely not competing.
A loss to Caleb Fish, and
lost to Lesnick,
and then a loss like this to Mesenbrink.
Yeah,
I mean something is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Something is afoot.
So
something is afoot, as Reese puts it.
The game.
I would discount it a little bit just from that, but even still, does this put Mesenbrink closer to the tier of O'Toole, David Carr? And that's really it. What do you guys think?
I think so.
Put him in there. Makes my picks look stupid from last week. Makes everything I said look really dumb about that weight class.
That's fine.
So I hate him for that.
I think his best asset, his best tool is his pace. And it worked really well against Cameron Amin, which you wouldn't think normally because Amin typically does a good job of slowing things down and making things go his way.
Yeah,
you kind of have to play his game a little bit.
Match. Yep.
Yeah.
You think he would make mistakes? Mesenbrink would make mistakes, and Amin would be able to get some takedowns, but I guess not.
You're mistaken, Reese.
I was mistaken for thinking that he would make mistakes.
I don't think his pace will be as effective against guys like David Carr and Keegan O'Toole. I think they're good against those types of things.
I think why wouldn't it? I mean, it might have an effect in a David Carr match. We've seen David Carr get tired before.
Maybe. I don't know. I think David Carr is really good at recognizing and spotting openings, right? Opportunities to score. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to see that more easily against Mesenbrink than Cameron Amin did.
Mesenbrink's forward pace.
Possibly, right? You can't push too hard.
Because Carr does like to wrestle from space from times.
Yeah. I'd be if I'm in the Penn State, coach's ring, I'm saying, hey, we still got to keep that pace, but we got to be careful. We got to step lightly, or we'll end up in the trap.
Stay low.
Stay low. Don't reach.
Meet with your head.
That's what I had from that. And we were unfortunately met with a Shane Griffith versus Terrell Barraclaw match, which was tight, but I think Storace not wrestling. People are saying he's not, he can't be considered ducking. But I mean, if you don't wrestle a match that you I guess are supposed to wrestle, then you're, in my book, ducking.
Did you make that publicly known anywhere, Sammy?
Doing it right now. He's doing it. Did he?
I mean, there was the clip of Storace explaining why he wasn't able to wrestle, and I think it's something about him being sick.
You said something?
Sammy
Well,
put
all
a
I did
duck
was I just
emoji in the
I just
comments.
commented the duck emoji. Yeah.
Ooh, on Instagram or Twitter.
Instagram.
But it just, you know,
I saw it and
if you
liked it.
if you really wanted to wrestle that match, and let's say you had to wrestle that match, let's say the duel came down to 174, and it's Shane Griffith versus either Terrell Barraclaw or Carter Starachi. You're gonna wrestle the match, right?
I don't know how important are duels to you. If you're Carter Strachey, I don't know. I don't know what Carter Strachey thinks. What his priorities are.
Well, it sounds like his priority right now is leveling up in life. So I guess that doesn't involve beating Shane Griffith or in a duel or
I mean,
I guess in a situation beating Michigan.
He'll probably
What I'm thinking is
run into him eventually. He'll have to run
they
into him at
had
Big Tens, right? Maybe.
they had the freedom of choice in this situation, right? They had the freedom of choice. Look, we're going to win this duel with or without you, so we're not going to put you out there. They had the choice, and they made a choice not to wrestle.
He said he was sick.
Where's your comment at, Sammy? Did you do it?
I don't know.
What was the post where he's explaining?
There's
Flow
some video of Starachi.
Where it's like, why didn't Starachi wrestle tonight?
Sure, I think it was that. Probably.
I can't find it.
I'm sorry.
Not in here. You've been shadow banned, sir.
That's okay.
They didn't
Flo
like what you had to say.
Flo doesn't like me. The rest of the matches for the upper weights didn't really have anything interesting. Truex, I think, was chasing takedowns the whole time and was not giving them. I can't remember what the deal was. Brooks dismantled his opponent. Kirk controlled his match against Davison. 125, great matchup between Braden Davis and Michael D'Agostino. And Davis wrestled a super smart match that came down to who can ride the other longer. And Braden Davis had like a minute 0.1 of riding time when he got the escape against D'Agostino. And so D'Agostino had to chase down a takedown, and Braden Davis just gets like this 2-on-1 and just hugs down on D'Agostino's arm. D'Agostino's like trying to like rip himself out, kind of hop over and hook his boot on the far side. I'm like, this is smart wrestling by Braden Davis. This is a smart, controlled, level-headed, true freshman wrestler who knows I'm in the lead. I'm up, and I got to stay engaged in this match. So I'm gonna get a 2-on-1. I'm gonna squeeze. I'm gonna hold position. Super smart. I liked it. That's my 2 cents.
So Braden Davis to number 1?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably Matt Ramos.
Yeah, probably Ramos. But we'll get to that. Because 133.
I bet Flo puts him at number 1 though.
Who, Davis? Why?
I'm just betting it.
Okay.
I bet you they won't.
Based on recent events.
Okay.
It's Penn State. They won't do it.
Okay. You might
makes it less fun.
Maybe they put Stanich at number 1. Right? Maybe.
Wasn't Ramos...
Before we get to that.
Yeah, okay.
133. Ragusin, non-control pin in sudden victory over Aaron Nagao. Did you guys see this?
I saw the clip of it, yes.
So, before we even get to that, I got to explain how we got in this sudden victory situation to begin with.
It's like a intro to a movie.
But you're wondering why I'm here. There was a scramble situation at the end of the third period, or maybe it was at the end of the second period. I'm starting to forget when it happened, but Ragusin's on top, and I think he's going to get riding time. And Nagao kind of gets Ragusin into a front headlock, or gets into a front headlock under Ragusin, and then scoots forward into a double leg. And so Ragusin is staying up on his feet, chest locked, and Nagao's on his feet too, and he like picks him up and then dumps him off to his butt. And to prevent from giving up an escape or reversal, Ragusin's holding onto the chest lock, but he's still on top, so it's technically locked hands.
Yes.
And so because of that, he finishes out the period on top, but gives up a point for locked hands.
And then they go to overtime.
they go into overtime. Now, in overtime, this has happened twice now this year. It hasn't been in overtime, but it's happened twice where guys are trying to scramble off their own shots and funk roll through positions, and they get one arm trapped, and then it just looks like they're not making their mind up. They're just laying on their backs. Because, I mean, he was pinned. He was stuck.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree. It looked like it to me in the video.
And I think, that'll be good implication or a good thing for Ragusin by the time the Big Tens roll around. I think, are they the top two guys in the Big Ten at 133?
Who else is there?
Running through my mental list. Braxton Brown, I think. Boozy. Boozy will be in there.
Yeah, but Nagao is 4 and Ragusin is 6 right now in the rankings.
Shaver's the other one.
Shaver is 8.
Yeah.
Boozy is 12. Teskey is 14.
Yeah. I don't think Teskey's going to have a great Big Ten dual season.
Van D is 19.
Yeah.
Braxton Brown 21.
So yeah, it's probably Shaver, Boozy, Nagao, and Ragusin. So I'll probably put Ragusin as long as he wins out at the top seed. Hopefully we see that in the finals again, because it was probably the most entertaining match of the night from what I saw.
Yeah.
Even though this next match was a lot closer than people probably thought it was going to be. Sergio Lemley got a takedown on Bo Bartlett and was putting the pace on him. It was kind of like a reversal of the Mesenbrink-Amin match. But Lemley was giving up an escape in the third period and wasn't taking care of where his feet were. And Bartlett, being the smart veteran he is, dropped in on that foot and got the reversal. And I think that ended up in a ride out. Or maybe he gave up the escape. I can't fully remember. And then we got backups at 149. So that's that duel. I think Penn State's not going to have. I think their margin of victory is going to be 10 or greater for the rest of the year in duels.
Probably. What's the rest of their schedule look like?
I mean, they wrestle Iowa. That's going to be their best competition, and I don't think they have it in them to pull out a close duel.
Let's go down it real quick.
You want to run down it?
Oh, I think I did it recently, and it was like not good.
I mean, the first one is a toss-up, right?
I give it to Ayala.
Yeah, the first 5 weights are basically that's it for Iowa. After that, it's not good.
It's over. 65, Mesenbrink Caliendo. You take Mesenbrink. 74, yep. Storace.
Yep.
And Kennedy. You take Storace. 84 is Truex. 90. Yeah, that's bad.
Yep.
That gets bad. That gets bad quick. They would have to win 4 of the first 5 matches.
They can do that.
They could do 20. They could do 25, 41, maybe 49, and maybe 57. That's a bad duel. Unless Iowa gets some upsets.
Where is it at this year?
It is at Iowa. Somebody's going to get carvered.
Who's getting carvered? Are we going to see multiple carvers, maybe?
Are there any self-carverings?
I'll tell you what duel I want to see.
Self-carverings.
I want to see a resurgence of the Oklahoma State-Penn State duel. I want to see that again.
Yes.
This would be a good year for that.
Yes, I agree. What do you have that one looking like, Reese?
I haven't done that one, but like you think about it.
I don't think it would be close.
It'd be better than the Iowa one, you'd think. Like Spratley, Davis, pretty good match. 33, yeah. Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Jamison, Bartlett, that'd be good.
That'd be good.
Should be.
Maybe Sammy Alvarez is looking good, no? You don't think so?
I think
Jordan
Teague
Davis,
Travis, right?
Jordan Davis, Tyler Kasak. That'd be a decent match, maybe, possibly.
Is it not
Or
Teague
Jordan
Travis?
Williams. Jordan Williams.
What about Teague Travis?
At 57?
That's 57.
Oh, is he at 57?
Yeah.
That's why. See, this is why I need you guys.
He could have a good one with Levi. I mean, Levi has had some
Crosby.
weird matches this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I agree, Reese. That would be a good duel.
Crosby's a dog, though. Crosby's a 2-time JUCO champ. He's a dog.
Yes, he is. I do want to see that now. You've won me over, Reese.
Yeah. Who's their 74?
Who's?
Braden Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
That's not great.
That's their kind of 1 week. Wait, that and maybe 49.
Yeah, probably.
What if Iowa threw out Gabe Arnold versus Carter Strachey?
I would love that. Please give me that.
That'd be one of my favorite matches of the year.
Favorite boring matches.
You think it would be boring?
Well, it's either going to be boring or Strachey is going to do bad things to him. One of those two.
Yeah.
Can't disagree with you there.
Ooh. Cracking it open. Let's move on to...
Cracked open a Sprite, kids.
Yeah. The next duel that happened immediately after that one was Iowa versus Purdue. Pretty much nothing to talk about on that one, except for the 125-pound match, where Matt Ramos proves that he, time and time again, is capable of showing up to the big-time matches and showing up, frankly.
Yeah.
Frankly,
he wrestles well when the lights shine their brightest. That's what I think.
If you're number
Are you
one,
okay, Ryan?
If you're number one, do not run into Matt Ramos. That's all I got to say.
Also, if you're in a Hawkeye singlet, be careful.
So yeah,
just the truth.
That was pretty much it for that duel.
Yeah,
I think the right strategy for this weight at 125 is, strategically putting yourself in a low rank going into the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
This is the right strategy.
Havoc.
Do not win your conference tournament.
Yeah. Whatever you do.
Yeah. All right. What's the
you just see
how many
shake hands and then the ref blows the whistle and they just go straight to their back and they're like, "No, I'm pinned." No, I'm pinned.
How many top 8 seeds at 125 at NCAAs are not going to place?
How many top seeds at 125?
Top 8.
Top 8.
Oh, top 8.
We think 4?
Yeah, I was going to say at least half. Probably half. That's the over-under is half, right?
4. I'm going to say 3.5.
4.5 is the over-under? Or 3.5?
I'd say 3.5 because I like if you put 4.5, I'm not taking the over on that. I'm not saying that 5 top 8s aren't going to place. I'll say that 4, so I'll do 3.5. I'll take the over.
What are the odds? What would be the odds for over 4.5?
I don't make lines. I don't know what it looks like.
I might take that action.
That'll be interesting.
Give me a plus 300. Ooh, yeah. Putting $100 down. $100.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Take my Benjamin.
I would do it.
And
I would even parlay it with something else too.
Ooh, jeez. What the over under on the Penn State score by the end of the tournament,
or whether or not they'll break the record.
They were not going to break the record.
Why not?
Might.
I'm saying they won't.
They might.
Why not?
I'm going to say that they don't.
But why?
But why?
They don't have what they have to score like 30-something points. No, 20-something points. No,
per
17
guy?
points.
Yeah, that
17
makes more
points
sense.
per guy.
Yeah,
I don't know where my
you don't think
17 something.
You don't think that's doable?
No.
Go down the lineup and tell me that's not doable.
They got no holes in their lineup this year.
No, 0 holes. Boop. This many.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
Wow.
They're not going to do it. I'm saying right now that they will not break the point record.
They're walking away with 10 All-Americans, Sammy. I hate to
I don't
say
think
it.
so.
They're going to.
I don't think so.
Who's not placing?
Either Kasak or Davis, or both.
They're both going to place.
I feel pretty good that Davis is going to place at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm going to say he won't. Just to somehow, I don't know. I'm going to move on. I want to talk about very
Wrong.
briefly how cool it is. Shut up. How
Freaking
cool it
rules
is
guy, Sammy.
that Little Rock beat Arizona State. I think that's cool. Shout out homegrown DeSoto, Kansas head coach Neil Erisman.
Big win.
He was growing at home.
Growing at home.
He's the man.
And like,
With the
so I saw this on Twitter. I saw 18, Little Rock 18, ASU 15. I was like, okay, so there was probably like a big swing match with like a pin or something like that. And I was wrong. I think they had Little Rock had a major and a tech fall, and ASU scored. They did score 16 points, but they got one deducted for control of Matt.
Ooh.
Figueroa major Jeremiah Reno. But I don't think there were any upset matches. I believe like Colton Schultz and Kyle Parko and Ja'Cory Teamer, they were all held to decisions. And
Little Rock
Nasir
is
Bailey,
just wrestling really well, top to bottom. They really are.
they're a great team. I think they're a great team. I'm excited to see what they do in the Big 12 when they get there. I think it'll be awesome.
That's official? I didn't know that was official.
I guess it's not official. I just would assume that nothing else makes any sense. You
What
right
is
over
wrong
there,
with
Reese?
you, Reese?
My bad. Dude, my earbuds just did a weird popping sound.
Ouch.
It's
Are
weird.
you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan, where else would you put Little Rock? Conference-wise.
Mac? Maction? Some Mac? Maction?
Oh, Mac. I thought you said Pack. I'm like, dude, the Pack
Maction?
is gone. Maybe Mac. Maybe. I feel like they would control that.
Yeah.
Dominate the Mac.
ACC?
Maybe that's what the Mac needs. ACC? I guess. Stanford's there.
They're a Southern team.
Yeah. Well, ACC is Atlantic Coast. It's a little
I know,
different.
but they got a lot of Southern teams too.
On the Atlantic Coast.
Shut up.
And Stanford.
Kentucky is not a coastal team, sir.
Close enough. Nebraska and Minnesota had a good duel.
Yes.
Pat McKee had a weird tech fall that was like two bad scramble results from Caleb Smith caused him to get teched, which is crazy.
That's
I
the
like
way
that.
it goes.
I like that about the new points.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's awesome.
I think it's fun. I love it.
Blockhus with
Yes,
with a dominating win over Peyton Robb.
dude. Michael Blockhus is heating up, and
He
in the
is-
perfect time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Like looking like the best wrestler at 157 right now.
Is
You
this
think he's
the
looking like the
perfect
best?
time to do it, though? This is not the perfect time to do it.
He looks better than Levi right now.
Yeah, I guess right now. I was thinking about the entire season because he's taken a loss this year.
I'm just talking right now.
Yeah. Like in this last month, for sure, he is the guy to
he's on a hot
be
streak
wary
right now.
of. Yeah. And I was hoping to see that Minnesota and Penn State duel each other, but they don't. And that's okay. But I'm also now wondering, does Indiana duel them?
If they do, you think they wrestle? What's his name?
No, I believe he will not be wrestling for the remainder of the season.
Why? What happened?
But if you had to guess why someone wouldn't be wrestling for the remainder of the season, what would you think?
Injury.
Maybe.
Great.
And they don't wrestle each other. Minnesota and Indiana don't. That's okay. That's what I got for college results this weekend. We had the Henri Deglane or whatever, however you call it, that happened this weekend. And I think the most interesting thing is RBY winning it. Did you guys see who he wrestled in the finals?
No, who was it?
Dap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 2-1. Very close match. And it was RBY actually didn't score any points. He got 2 shot clock points. And DeShazer got a caution 1 at the very end of the match. That was it. I guess this, from what I'm reading from like the like description of the match, DeShazer went on the activity clock, but failed to score a takedown despite several attempts. And I guess that's kind of how the match went after the fact. DeShazer was put on the shot clock for a second time.
RBY never got on the shot clock.
No, but I mean, it does not surprise me that RBY is doing a great job of staying in the center of the mat and controlling ties.
Yeah,
that
but that's
sounds
still,
like RBY.
That's still BS.
Yeah.
Dap got screwed.
Yeah, and I think that this makes me a little more comfortable with how the Continental Championship is going to go for Olympic qualification. I think Zane Richards is probably a person who has a chance of beating RBY. That's what I think.
Sure.
Yeah. Good men. And then for the rest of the United States, Aiden Valencia won 65 kilos with the likes of Nashawn Garrett, Matthew Klodzik, and Anthony Ashnault in the bracket. And he also beat
He's the real deal, dude. I would love to see an Aiden Valencia Bo Bartlett match. Bo
That'd
Bartlett.
be a good one. Or
Not
Aiden
Bo Bartlett.
Valencia.
I meant Bo Bassett.
Alirez.
I meant
Bo Bassett.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where's he going to college?
I don't think he's committed yet.
Yeah, he's committed to Stanford.
Ah, shit. He's going to go to Stanford?
He's from California. He committed there early in Cole's tenure there.
And he didn't get swung to North Colorado? Or North Carolina? That's crazy.
Not yet. I don't,
That's crazy.
It could happen still. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
Maybe he's not focused on making that announcement yet. Maybe he hasn't been thinking about this. Maybe he's just like, I'm going to Stanford because it's close to home, and it's a good school. Like,
yeah, I mean,
maybe it's his dream school. Maybe it didn't matter that Cole was the coach there. You know what I mean?
Ryan, maybe you're right about all this stuff. Only time will tell. In the meantime, Valencia, the most interesting result that he had, because he didn't wrestle any Americans, he just beat the guys that beat the Americans. And in the semis, he wrestled a Canadian wrestler who is a transfer from Iran. And this kid was, I think, a U20 world champ, and he beat him 5-3. So I think he's great, and I want to see him wrestle some more of the top tier guys at 65 kilos. That's what I want.
Yeah, me too.
A couple more bronze and silver medals. Mark Hall had a 10-4 loss to Korugliev, who is now a Greek. And Machiavello and Nate Jackson wrestled for like the 8th time or something like that.
Yeah.
Zilmer's back, and he won the tournament.
He won the thing.
And so far, as of this moment, Taylor Lamont is 1-0.
The Jack Pine Savage.
Jack Pine Savage. Let's go. But yeah, that about does it for...
Who's Lamont is wrestling? Is he the only one wrestling?
Yeah, it's just him, which I think is
weird.
Interesting. Yeah. He's got a Georgian next. Sir.
Yeah. Let's go, Taylor.
That about does it for that. Until we get some more results for Taylor. I did want to talk to you guys and see what your opinion is and what your thoughts are on how the rule changes that were put in place for this year, how they have impacted the sport from pretty much all ends of it, whether you're a fan or an athlete or a coach. or an official, right? Do you think we're doing better with them? Are there some things like, okay, this is good, but we kind of need to tweak it a little bit, Where are you guys at with all this? What have you liked?
I'm going to defer to Reese.
Dude, I don't know, man. It's fine to me. I love it. I love it all.
I thought
You like all the rule changes?
I didn't think you. I thought you didn't like the 3-point takedown, Reese.
Wow, I don't know where you would have got that.
I don't know. I just thought you didn't like it.
Nope.
You're not one of the people that thinks that it devalues mat wrestling.
No, I don't think that.
Did you not like it when they announced it, and then were you swayed by it? I can't
Nope.
remember. I feel like I just no. Okay, Mandela'd myself, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a loss of view.
I said it on this podcast. I was like, I'm pretty excited for the 3-point takedown.
Yeah, I love it as a coach and as a fan. I love it all. I think it's makes the matches a lot of fun.
And the back point thing makes sense too. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Although sometimes I feel like I see referees count to 3 and still only give 2, and I'm like, you swiped 3 times, and I heard you say 3.
I thought about this because
I don't
I also
argue
noticed
it,
the same
though.
thing. But you've been a ref before, and you've been starting to count. And you say 1, and then you start. You say 2 at the beginning of your swipe, right? But if you don't get through that full swipe and they get back to their belly, or they get out of danger, right, or they get out of near fall position, then it's like it was a half count.
Yeah, but
It wasn't.
if I get off the whole word and everyone hears it, I'm giving the point.
You're not going to do that to yourself.
I have to. Everyone heard me say it.
Yeah. So 3-point takedowns we think are good. We like them. We want to see them around for a while.
I do feel like they're hitting the top guy a little bit more this season for stalling.
Yeah. Yeah. On the just to give us a refresh, the rule which states top position wrestlers must only aggressively work to break down the opponent will change to also requiring him to pursue near fall points and or a pin. Yeah, I do. I like that one, and the 5-second count for growing down to the ankle. They've started to apply that to more than just like a tight waist ankle.
Yep.
Anytime you grab the ankle, because I remember watching NCAA's last year, and I'm like,
do they still not do the count if you're in like a scramble situation?
Yes.
So
it depends on the referee, actually.
Yeah, because this weekend Ragusan was wrestling Nagao, and he got into a scramble, and he was in on the leg, and he actually looked at the ref and like showed, hey, I'm not holding onto the leg, and the ref kept counting and called him for stalling, and that messed up riding time for him, and it was super weird. The ref was Angel, always important to note.
You're a hater.
You got beef with Angel?
I mean, look, man, anytime you get these, like, and I don't know if it's necessarily his fault, but anytime there's a lot of times when you see like, oh, why did this call happen? Or like, why is there controversy around this? And you look at the ref and you're like, well,
sounds like confirmation bias.
It could be an echo chamber. You might be right, because maybe I see controversy and I'm like, I'm not even worried about the ref until I see the ref is Angel. And I'm like, well, that explains it. You might be right.
Every time I see controversy, it's Venegas. What a terrible ref.
What?
Nice.
Awful. Specifically for freestyle events, right?
Not me, Adam. I love you.
Dude, if I ever am coaching at Fargo, I see a tall man with a beard reffing my kid, I know it's going to be tough.
Adam, if you're listening, don't listen to these clowns.
His name was Baldy Tallman.
Oh, jeez.
One that I think we'll see more effect from at the conference tournament. The first medical forfeit of a tournament will count as a loss on the wrestler's record unless the medical forfeit occurs immediately following an injury default in the tournament. I feel like it's a smaller one, but hopefully that kind of prevents the forfeits from happening, right?
That's a great way to prevent forfeits from happening, but
Right.
we'll see.
And one that we did see in effect Saturday night in the Michigan duel was the facial hair rule, because D'Agostino decided to forego the idea of keeping a clean
Grooming.
face. Yeah, grooming entirely, and looks like hasn't seen the side of a razor
That's
in
how he's always looked.
a year. Dude, it's so much crazier this year. Because the rule used to be the facial hair rule limits wrestlers to beards of no longer than a half inch in length. It's more than half an inch now.
Yeah, that rule's gone.
Right. They got rid of it. Bless you, Ryan.
Bless you.
Yeah. Got some allergies over there? Any true placement
The air
matches?
is dry. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I was sneezing all day yesterday.
Up at Platt.
I woke up congested and then I was sneezy.
Awful.
Sneezy Deezy Deluxe.
I was also thinking about just the increase in the amount of points that can be scored, right? A feet to back move goes from 5 points to 7 points, right? Just for example, right? And it takes
5 to 6 to 7.
5 to 6 to 7. But I would bet, I don't have any quantitative data to prove this, but I would bet that if you looked at the points per match average for the season this year versus last year, and probably even back, from the 5 points, that it's gone up. And I was wondering if that made things more entertaining or more exciting. I don't know what you guys think.
What was the question? There was a lot of talking there.
Do you feel like the increase in points on the scoreboard is more exciting, as opposed to like seeing the same exchanges happening, but something more of like a soccer score?
Well, I think the answer is obvious. It's more points. It's always more points.
I
There'll always
disagree.
be more points.
I don't feel like that's the answer.
I just think the way that the matches are scored now better reflects the action. That's what I think.
Yeah. That's what I think matters, is the relation between points scored for action, right? 3-point takedown versus 1-point escape is a lot different from a 2-point takedown to a 1-point escape. I don't think more points means better production or a better product, because
When you see a 13-11 match, you're not immediately like, oh, I bet that match is crazy.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Yes, but also I think about the fact that whenever I think about what's more entertaining, college basketball or the NBA, right?
You can't
NBA,
do that. You don't want to do that though. That's not a good
well, can I
all right,
finish
go
my
ahead.
thought?
I
Right.
already
So,
know where you're okay. Go ahead.
well, what I'm thinking is, like, you score way more points in NBA games, right? You see the score get run up to like 130, 140 points for one team, right? And if you saw that in college basketball, you'd be like, what happened here? But it's not. People aren't as engaged in the NBA as they are in college basketball. I don't think, at least. And so
It's
my point was that
not true though.
the NBA is getting more engagement than college basketball.
For sure, the
Is it?
NBA is bigger than college basketball.
Well, I would bet that there's more money, but I
There's
think
more
that you're getting.
fanfare too. For sure.
What do you mean by fanfare?
It's just like the NFL related to college football. It's more popular in every
Okay,
way.
so maybe not a popularity contest, but like what people think is better.
A better
Yeah.
product.
Well, they
Yeah.
still think the NBA is like the best of the best. So
It
therefore,
is.
I'm sure most people think the
They're both
NBA
the
is
best of
better.
the best.
Yeah.
They're both the best. The
I don't
NFL,
know.
the NBA,
I
MLB.
don't know.
They're all the best of the best. That's why they're getting paid the way they're getting paid.
I've just kind of had the feeling that more points doesn't. I like a 13-11 match, right? But if we pull that back, to 11-9, right? Let's say that's the difference, right? Or maybe 10-8. Is it much different because of the change of takedowns?
Yes.
Really?
13-11, 2 double digits.
You just
Yummy.
think that that's better?
You get up to
It's just more. It's just more aesthetic to my eyeballs, dude.
yeah. Once you get past 7, I feel like for both wrestlers, that's a good match, no
You
matter
think
what.
something happened here?
Yeah.
Again, the way that it's scored now better reflects the action that's happening on the mat.
Well, right. So my question would be, well, why don't we just double all the points or not at double all of them, but just add a 0 onto the end of all of them?
Why not? Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Well, because then it'd be more points.
Exactly.
But then
Why not, right?
But then it's like, why is this worth that many points? Why is this action worth that many points? Again,
You get more points.
yeah, but that's not what it's always all about. This is a happy medium. The rule change is a happy medium for both athletes, coaches, and the fans. So it's
Okay.
good for everyone.
Okay. So what you're saying is the base the lowest point you can score aside from like a penalty for whatever reason for stalling or cautions or whatever is an escape, right? So that's quote unquote the easiest thing to do. And then you have 2-point near fall, 3-point near fall, 3-point takedown, 4-point near fall, and that's it, right? And you feel like
Reversal.
that's the 2-point reversal, yeah. And you feel like that's like a good tier.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I think if there is a loser point scoring wise, if there's anything that's lost, then it's probably the reversal.
Why?
Because it used to be on par with the takedown and now it is not.
Oh, are you saying with the
Why
rule
should it be?
change? Yeah, I don't think it should be. Do you think it should be?
So
Because if you do that, then everything is mute.
why is everything mute?
Because
the
then
escape is still
1 point, I guess. But like,
yeah.
the fact that there was a differential between takedown and near fall, or not near fall, excuse me, reversal.
Yeah.
Just it makes the rules make more sense. One of them one of them has to be more than the other.
So it's important in your mind that a reversal is worth less than a takedown.
Only because it occurs less.
And yeah,
The
I don't
occurrence is what matters?
like Matt. I think mat wrestling, I don't know. It just feels like a reversal is often just not as it's not as impressive as a takedown. I mean, it's
Yep.
not. Yeah.
Do you feel like it's more coincidental than like work towards?
No, I don't think that. Yeah.
No. They're both skill based. I just think one is prioritized more than the other.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm with you guys on that.
What do you work on more when you're on bottom?
Escapes.
Thank you. If you did work on reversals more, if people were more geared toward reversals over escapes, then I might think that they should be in equal value.
Should people work more on reversals?
I don't know.
I hit nothing but reversals. Like my
Well, yeah,
senior year, that was all I did.
if you get a reversal, you're on top. You're getting ride time.
Yeah.
What do people prefer to be on their feet or on top? For the most part.
Well, who are you
On their
asking?
feet.
Are you asking little kids, because they love top?
No, I'm asking college wrestlers where the rules are affecting right now, Reese.
Reese, you got to pick your words better.
Kids love the top position. Jesus
my God.
Christ, Sammy, come on. What's wrong with you?
Anyway.
I don't know. I feel like
What are college wrestlers more comfortable for the on average on their feet or on top?
on their feet.
Okay, so they're going to prioritize escapes over reversals.
So should we make escapes more points?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, I would actually, dude. If they made escapes 2 points, I think I would hate that.
No, because again, being on top isn't as important. So on average, guys that work for escapes are going to earn them more because the guy's going to be like, well, I want to be on my feet anyways, right?
Yeah, I don't
Right,
know.
yeah, you're
I'm not
saying-
sold
you're
on
saying-
this idea.
I'm all right. I'm not saying there isn't a shift towards the top position, because there is. You are seeing a shift, and you are seeing how important mat returns are, and keeping your opponent down on the mat, and how frustrating it can be. But again, when it comes down to it, guys want to be on their feet. And if a guy on bottom just keeps getting up, eventually they're gonna be like, all right, you know what, let's dance. I see
Yeah,
it all the time.
but being on top gets you one step closer to the ultimate goal.
I know.
Pin.
You're right.
Usually, yeah. I would say that that's the rule, not the exception. That you're right about that. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Maybe coaches should say, "Hey, we're only working towards reversals. We're a reversal only team, and we love to be on top."
Medina loves reversals. I'll say that.
You hit your little switch to a sit out right into the Peterson.
I'm saying Medina. He loves the standing switch and the just. I don't know. Yeah, he loves the standing switch. I guess is really.
I hit a lot of standing switches my freshman year for Medina.
Just for him. I hit also just so many.
Standing switches.
Just waiting.
I hit a standing switch in a match. I come off that mat and he's like, "That was beautiful. That was a beautiful standing switch."
Damn.
And I loved
That's
it.
crazy.
I never got that.
I
love
can't
that
believe he
confirmation.
said that to you.
Yes, dude. Of course. I was the only
Dude.
one doing them, and he loved them.
That was like,
like
he was
that.
like, he was wide eyed and so optimistic back then.
Oh yes, he was a much younger Medina back then.
Yeah.
And, yeah, hadn't
Dude,
handled as many wrestlers.
And
I'm going to tell you what.
I was shiny and new.
I wasn't at this practice, but apparently last week, like Tuesday, I think, he left practice and I guess kicked a trash can on his way out.
Oh no!
Jimmy said that was the first time he's ever seen him do that. Leave practice.
Kids aren't doing it right, huh?
Yeah, they're frustrating for sure. But Platte County didn't go that bad. We did all right.
Really?
Even though
Good.
only one guy made it into the top 8. Well, he took 5th again. He's 5th place 3 weeks in a row now.
Man,
He only lost one match this week.
loves 5th.
Compared to like the 4th place guy from Olathe North, the Samuelson, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He lost like 3 times. He lost all 3 of his matches the second day. Will beat him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Will got in one of those 3-way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And ended up getting the short end of the stick. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, because the only kind of feedback I ever got from Medina was he would go over to one of the managers. He'd say, "Give me that," and he'd snatch the iPad from them and he'd show me everything I did wrong in a match where I pinned the kid. And I'm like, "Okay, sir, yes, sir."
I mean, same. Yeah.
That's because, Sammy, you were weird to wrestle, but you were also frustrating to watch sometimes. You'd be like,
That's-
"Oh, why are you doing that? Oh, why does that work? That shouldn't work. Don't do that again. It won't work again."
Best kind of wrestler.
Yeah.
Nobody
I remember
understands.
pinning a dude in like 20 seconds with a snake, and he still had the first thing he said was some criticism about my front headlock.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike.
It
there
doesn't bother me. Actually,
Right.
only thing that bothered me was losing,
You always
And then it
blame
was-
Mike.
and then it was
You
all
lost.
Mike's fault.
Yeah.
All Mike's fault.
I didn't do
I
that.
said, "Get over here, Mike. Give me that iPad. Let me show you what you did wrong."
That's funny.
See, when the kid did this, you should have been arguing this with the referee.
What were you doing?
What were you
Sit
doing?
in your hands. Yeah.
No.
Man. Well, that's all I got for today. There's going to be, I don't know, like 25 No, maybe like 30 Division I duels this weekend. I don't know if it's that many, but there's a lot. Not this weekend, today.
Today, yeah.
And I think they're going to be pretty great. What's their name? My school.
Indiana.
Indiana is going to be wrestling Maryland. And I hope we win.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a tough one.
It's going to be a close duel.
Well, here's my thing.
No, it's going to be a close duel, Sammy.
We as a unit here, all three of us, we've all had heartbreaking losses.
Oh, yeah. And the hits just keep coming.
The hits just keep coming, man. And this would be a deep cut. I can't remember the last time Maryland beat Indiana. It's been a while.
Maybe
Maryland beat some Big Ten school last year, right?
Your win will be exactly what all of us need. Maybe Indiana will win, and all of us will feel better.
Guys, I really hope so. Reese, I think you're right, and I cannot remember. I want to say it was like, oh man,
Michigan
I really
State or Rutgers. I feel like it was one of the two.
Can I pull
Or
up their
Purdue.
dual results?
Could have been
I should be
Purdue.
able to pull up their dual results, right? Schedule. They beat Pittsburgh. I remember that. That was a crazy duel. They beat Binghamton. They beat Purdue 19-18, and that is all they beat from the Big Ten. They lost to Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan State. They got killed by Michigan State last year. Holy crap! Michigan. They got killed by Rutgers too. Wow. Yep. All right. That's all I got. Any closing remarks?
Nope. That's all I also have. Go
Okay.
Pack Go. Looking forward to the future. Proud of you boys. You almost did it. But I'm here. I'm here to stay.
Let's get after it, Jordan Love. Packer Nation, let's ride.
Yeah, who
No,
cares
don't say
about the
that.
Chiefs?
I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
punch
Packer
you.
Nation, let's go
I'm
churn.
gonna punch
churn
you
some
in
butter.
your Roll Tide face.
Nope.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Well,
No, we're not sticking with that.
you are.
I'm playing the outro.
You're a Roll Tide guy.
No, I'm not.
Roll Tide.
I'm a Hoosier. I'm a Hoosier.
You're an SEC country, Sam.
Nope. I mean,
Roll
you're
Tide.
right. I'm in enemy territory.
Oh, Reese left.
Thank you for listening. Have a good one.